Oh my god, what is that smell? Ugh, it's awful. I think I'm gonna puke.
Roxy, are you okay? What smell are you talking about?
It smells like my phone got soaked in a giant pile of wet cow manure. I wonder why that could be.
Well, did you drop your phone in a giant pile of wet cow manure?
Of course I didn't. For crying out loud, you must be one of the densest people I've ever met. My phone smells like manure because I'm talking with you. The smell of cow manure is coming from your stinky house.
I'm not sure I follow you. Is there something I can help you with? Did you want something, or…
Ugh, gross. I don't want anything from you. It would just smell like cow manure anyway. Nah, I was just thinking about you, that's all. I figured that you were probably smelling like sweat, dirt, and manure after a long day of manual labor on your dirty little farm.
Well, I did marry a farmer, and I do work out in the fields for most of the day. And yeah, it was kinda hot today, so I got a bit sweatier than usual.
So I was right. God, I'm so smart. You know, ever since your brother told me about you, I've been wondering. Corbin graduated from an Ivy League university, so why is his older sister a high school dropout and a farmer? It just doesn't make any sense. It's got me kind of concerned, honestly. Like, what in the world is going on in his family that I'm marrying into? It was so shocking when I first heard that I could barely eat for a while.
I see. Well, I am what I am, so I don't really know what you want me to say here. And for the record, I did not drop out of high school. I graduated from high school and university. I majored in agricultural science.
Huh? What are you going on about? I wasn't talking about you. A woman's position in society is determined by the man she marries. And your husband never finished high school, did he? No, he just went right to being a farmer as soon as he hit 16. And not only that, his whole family are just a bunch of farmers. You married into that family and you spend all your time around them. That puts you on their level, just an uneducated farmer girl.
I'm sorry, is this the Middle Ages? Has all the progress women made over the last several hundred years just evaporated all of a sudden? Roxy, what's going on? You went out of your way to text me the day before you and my brother get married? Is there something you'd like to say to me? If so, let's hear it.
Are you really gonna make me say it? It seems like you have a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna say. I just want to make sure you know exactly where you stand, that's all. I'm doing your brother and your family a favor by marrying Corbin. Your dad wanted to do something to make sure his company and my dad's company would keep doing business with each other. He heard I was single, and so he proposed introducing the two of us. You heard all that, right?
Yeah, I seem to remember having a conversation along those lines.
And for your brother's part, he's not too bad of a specimen. I just so happen to like younger guys. Plus, he's handsome and has a pretty good career prospect. I remember seeing his picture in the company newsletter a few times and thought, ooh, this guy is totally my type. But this is my wedding we're talking about. I have very strict requirements for the caliber of people I want coming.
And what about Corbin? Doesn't he get any say in this? He's been telling me for as long as you guys have been engaged that he'd like me to come to the wedding.
I'm sorry, you don't seem to understand. I guess all those manure fumes must have done some permanent damage to your brain. You are in no position to be making any demands or requests of me. Do not make me tell you again.
I'm afraid you and I don't see eye to eye on what sort of position I'm in.
I don't care about seeing eye to eye with a peasant like you. Your opinion means absolutely nothing to me. If you know what's good for you, you'll keep your head down and stay home tomorrow.
I'm done with this conversation, Roxy. Corbin, you got a second?
Sure, Sarah. What's up? Something wrong?
Yeah, about that. I just got done talking to Roxy. She's telling me that I'm not allowed to come to the wedding tomorrow.
What? You've got to be kidding me! You're the single most important guest for me tomorrow, even more important than Mom and Dad! No one in this family has done more for me than you have, and I want to take the opportunity to show you my gratitude!
Corbin, are you really sure about this? You know, the whole getting married to Roxy tomorrow thing? I understand that must be hard for you to say no to all of this, given that Roxy's dad runs the company you work for. But is this really okay with you? Is this what you want?
I appreciate your concern, Sarah, but it's fine with me. Dad says this is something that he needs to do to make sure his company keeps Roxy's dad's business. I've never been much of a big deal. All I'm really good at is studying, and I'm not one to stand out like you. The only reason I even got into this company in the first place was because I just so happened to have a friend from college working there. I think this may very well be the first time Mom and Dad have ever depended on me for something, and honestly, that feels pretty good. It makes me want to live up to their expectations of me. Do you get me?
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from, but this is your marriage we're talking about, your life. Your number one priority should be your own happiness, not living up to Mom and Dad's expectations.
Again, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine. I'll bet Roxy is just kind of on edge because it's her big day to shine tomorrow. Don't worry, you are going to come to my wedding. I won't let anyone or anything stop you from coming. So rest well tonight because you've got a wedding to attend tomorrow.
Okay, thank you so much, Corbin. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Me too.
Ugh, this is the worst. You got your foul stench all over my beautiful dress. I'm gonna have to get this thing cleaned before the ceremony starts.
Roxy, I cannot believe what just happened. That was the most insulting, rudest way I've been treated in my entire life. We barely even walked in the front door, and you came up to us and started screaming your head off at us. I was just about to say hello to your parents, right until you came and barged your way through the crowd of guests to get to us.
Don't you dare act like I was the one out of line. Are you serious? I was so shocked when I looked out my window and saw you coming. I knew I had to act fast. Since this is my wedding, I can say whatever I want to whoever I want. And I say that I don't want a couple of stinky, dirty, uneducated, low-life farmers showing up on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. I mean, for real, how can you be so oblivious? What were you thinking, coming to my wedding looking and smelling like that?
Neither my husband nor I were dirty, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with the way we smelled or looked.
Yeah, of course you think that way. You're so used to your own body odor that you don't even notice it. Everyone else does, though. I made myself crystal clear yesterday. I don't want any high school dropout dirtbag farmers coming to my wedding. Only a handpicked selection of elites are allowed to bask in my presence. So the two of you can go hop back into your horse and buggy, pick some rotten vegetables from your garden, and stuff your face with that, because you are not going to eat any of the food at the reception.
Rotten vegetables? We don't grow any vegetables on our farm. We're fruit farmers.
Is that seriously what you're objecting to? Okay, fine. Go home and eat some rotten fruit then. Doesn't matter what you losers grow in your garden. It's nothing but pig slop to me. I don't want any of whatever disgusting, misshapen, disease-laden, worm-infested fruit you grow anywhere near me or my family.
I suggest you choose your words more carefully, Roxy. Are you sure that's what you want?
Yes, I'm sure. Now go home and take 10 showers before any of the other guests notice that you're here.
All right then, as you wish. I'll have to tell your dad the bad news. We're terminating our business with his company.
What are you talking about? Don't you understand what's happening today? Your dad offered your brother to me as my husband in order to suck up to my daddy and keep his business. You think you can go against him and terminate that deal, ruining your dad's company? I was right before. The manure smell definitely broke your brain.
Yet again, you are under a massive misunderstanding. I'm not talking about my dad's company. I'm talking about my husband's family's farm. We will never sell your dad a single strawberry ever again.
Huh?
Strawberries. Didn't you know? Your dad's company specializes in making fruit jams. They're getting ready to start production on a brand new line of strawberry jam that they've invested millions in.
Yeah, I guess I did hear him mention something about that, but what's that have to do with you?
My husband's farm grows a special variety of strawberry that's critical to your dad's new product line. It's a line of low-sugar jams that also doesn't use any artificial sweeteners. Typically, making something sweet without using any added sugar requires you to use lots of artificial sweeteners. I, however, managed to create a new variety of strawberries that's naturally low sugar while still retaining the full flavor and sweetness of regular strawberries.
What the? You created strawberries? How do you create a strawberry?
Genome editing. That was what I specialized in during university. I combined the knowledge and techniques I gained in college with my husband and his family's knowledge of strawberry farming to create the new variety.
So, you made a strawberry?
Well, the more accurate way to put it is that I modified a strawberry's DNA in order to give it exactly the properties I wanted it to have. It tastes like any old strawberry you'd buy at the store, but it's far lower in sugar. It also has higher iron and potassium, but that's besides the point. No, the point is that I have a patent on those strawberries, meaning that no one is allowed to grow them other than my husband's family.
And what does that mean for my dad?
It means that if I don't sell him those strawberries, he's going to have to scrap the new line of jams he's invested everything in. Well, either that, or we'll have to use a different variety of strawberries and scrap the no artificial sweeteners thing.
But you can't do that. You're just a bunch of farmers. My dad's company is one of the biggest jam manufacturers in the country.
Yeah, and we'll just have to find someone else to sell our next crop of strawberries to. I'm sure his competitors would be very interested in the opportunity. Don't you know how business works?
No, I don't have any idea how that stuff works.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's your dad's company, but you've never worked there before. Actually, you've never worked much at all. Ever since you graduated high school, you've done nothing but watch movies and look at social media.
Yeah, and what of it? You got a problem with how I live my life?
It's your life to live. I'm just explaining why you don't understand how the business world works. I also think you deserve a warning. How do you think your father will react when he hears that you single-handedly destroyed his new product line?
Are you threatening me? Well, too bad for you. You don't scare me at all. You're gonna have to try harder than that to make me change my mind.
I don't know, Roxy. I'm pretty sure you're gonna come to regret doing this very, very soon.
As if. I've got nothing to worry about. I mean, every single person at this wedding is on my side. I'm marrying Corbin, so he's on my side. Your parents were the ones who wanted us to get married, so they're on my side too. So if you'll excuse me, my wedding is going to start soon.
I see. Well, for your sake, I hope you're right. My husband and I will be leaving now.
Good riddance. Just make sure the tractor you rode here on doesn't leave any chunks of mud in the parking lot. Corbin, what in the world do you think you're doing? The wedding is supposed to be starting soon, but how can we start the wedding without the groom? Why are you leaving all of a sudden?
It's just like I told you in person, Roxy. I'm not going to marry you. Not anymore. Fortunately, we never got legally married, so we can avoid the trouble of going through a divorce and simply go our separate ways.
There's nothing fortunate about this at all. Are you insane? The guests are already here.
Roxy, just give it up. You saw how your parents reacted when they heard what you did.
But I had no idea any of this was going to happen. How was I supposed to know that your sister's in-laws were such influential farmers? And yeah, I saw how pale my dad's face was when he got the message about them terminating their agreement. But if my wedding is ruined on top of that, I'm not going to be able to show my face in public anymore.
How terrible for you.
Yeah, it is terrible for me. Please, Corbin, you're the only one who can help me now. If you just come back and let us carry out the wedding as usual and talk your sister out of terminating her family's deal with my dad, everything will be fine.
I suppose you're right. That would fix all of your problems, wouldn't it?
Yes, so come on, Corbin. Get back here and let's get married.
Sorry, Roxy, but I'm afraid I don't want to marry you.
But why not? What's gotten into you so suddenly? It's like you're a totally different person. Didn't you want to finally be useful to your parents? And think of your position in the company. If you break up with the CEO's daughter on her wedding day, your career is over.
I've made my decision and I'm prepared to live with the consequences, whatever they may be. You're right, it did feel good to have my parents counting on me for the first time in my life. And yes, I did want to do whatever was in my power to help them out. But the most important person in my life is my sister, and there's nothing that will ever change that.
That makes no sense, though. Your sister is more important than your parents. You know, the people who raised you. Are you completely out of your mind?
My parents brought me into this world, yes, but it was my sister who raised me. For all my life, there's only ever been one thing that my parents cared about, their company. I was gifted in school, but I was always quite the introvert and never one to stand out or make my voice heard. Once I got into middle school, they figured I was old enough to take care of myself, so they never did much for me after that. And when they abandoned me, it was my sister who took over for them and supported me.
Wait, they abandoned you? What do you mean?
I mean, they abandoned me in the house. My sister was the one who helped me with my schoolwork, taught me how to cook and clean and all that stuff. My sister was always opposed to their lifestyle, and once I got older, I could understand why. To my parents, the two of us weren't their children. We were just getting in their way.
Wow, your parents don't seem like they'd be that way at all.
Yeah, they're extremely proficient at putting on a good front, but they didn't provide me any support at all, not even in getting into college. Sarah was the one who helped me study for the SAT, and not only that, she was my sole source of emotional support while getting through college. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have dropped out halfway through. So you'll have to understand, when you insult my sister, you're insulting the person I owe everything to.
What was I supposed to think? Your parents always talked like Sarah was the black sheep of the family.
Yeah, and then I always told you that they were lying about her and that she was a wonderful person.
I just thought you were sticking up for her because she's your big sister.
I guess I can't blame you entirely for not knowing more about what Sarah and her husband do. Not even my parents knew. You should have seen their faces when they heard what was going on right under their noses. Honestly, when I saw their reaction, that was the last straw for me. Sarah's their daughter, but they didn't even know who she married or what she did. It made me wonder why I'd been trying so hard to please them. They make me sick.
Oh, you mean you're angry at their parents? Okay, then I've got a great idea. I'll tell my dad to cut off your dad's company. That'll be a great way to get back at them. What better way could there be to get revenge for the way they abandoned you and focus solely on their company?
No thanks. Frankly, I couldn't care less about what happens to my parents' company at this point. But even if I was out for revenge, I wouldn't team up with you to get it. I'll never forgive you for the way you treated Sarah.
Come on.
Our families split the cost of the wedding 50-50 and paid for it all in advance, but you need to be held responsible for your actions. Your parents are far more reasonable people than you, so I'm sure they'll tell you more about the details at a later date.
Corbin, don't do this to me. If you just walk away now, I'm gonna be in huge trouble. How about this? I'll have my dad give you a seat on the company's board of directors. What do you say to that?
I'm sorry, Roxy. Really, I am. I tried my hardest, but I just couldn't fall in love with you. I couldn't even like you. I hope that someday you'll find someone who genuinely likes you. Goodbye.
Goodbye? Goodbye? Corbin, you can't be serious. Please, Corbin, don't do this to me. Sarah, I'm begging you, please come back to the wedding. At this rate, not getting married today is going to be the least of my concerns. My dad and mom are going to kick me out of their house. They're going to disown me.
My goodness, Roxy, that certainly is quite the predicament.
You can say that again, but if you come back, then I know that everything is going to be okay again. The whole reason Corbin is so mad at me is because I kicked you out of the wedding. So if you come back, we can get the wedding started and everyone will be happy. Oh, and I'll apologize for everything I said to you. So can you please sell your strawberries to my dad like you planned? Pretty please.
Look, I know that you're currently freaking out about the fact that your life is coming crashing down around you. But unfortunately, there's just no possible way that I'm going to come back to your wedding now.
But why not? You're not back home yet, are you? Even if you were, you could always get back in the car and drive back over here.
Yeah, but do you have any idea how much it costs to put gas in a tractor? Gas is crazy expensive these days. If we have to spend any more money on gas, we might not have any left to spend on food this month. We won't have anything to eat but rotten, misshapen strawberries.
I'll pay you for the gas. I'll even pay for the gas for your trip back home and a snack to eat on the way.
But there's an awful lot of mud from the field in the tires of our tractor. I'd have to run it through the car wash before we got over there. I wouldn't want to leave any mud tracks in the parking lot, would I? Not to mention, I know how much you hate the smell of dirt and manure.
Dirt and manure are the least of my worries. My whole life is hanging in the balance right now. You're the only one who could save me from a complete disaster. Please, Sarah, I'll never ask you for anything else in my entire life. You've got to help me.
Oh, I'm very aware that you're never going to ask me for anything ever again. I'm never going to give you the opportunity.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean that you're never going to speak to me or Corbin ever again.
Sarah, no, please.
I don't want a woman like yourself marrying my brother. He's way, way too good for you. So really, when I heard the wedding was being called off, I was nothing but happy. And then when Corbin told me he had broken off the engagement with you entirely, it was all I could do to hold back my tears of joy.
How can you talk to me like that? We were supposed to become sisters today. Sisters-in-law, but sisters nonetheless. Even if there's no blood between us, we're already a family when you think about it.
After all the things you've said and done to me, now you want to come around and play the sister card? Considering these events have all taken place in the span of just over an hour, this might be the biggest flip-flop in the history of flip-flops.
Doesn't family mean anything at all to you?
Well, considering the fact that my parents were, my parents, no, not really. The one and only thing that I'm concerned about is my brother's happiness. Corbin has worked hard and struggled his entire life to become the man he is, and he deserves a wife who loves and respects him.
But I do love him, and I do respect him. I'll make him happier than he ever thought possible. I'm older than him too, so I can take your place as a reliable older sister character too.
And just what makes you reliable anyway? You've never even lived on your own or had a job in your life. Plus, despite spending all your time at home, you've never even helped out with chores around the house. You think you can make Corbin happy? Yeah, right. You would only make him miserable.
No, I wouldn't. You've got to believe me.
There are two things in this world that I take pride in: my work and my brother. Over the last 2 days, you've insulted both of these things in some of the worst ways imaginable. There's no way that I'll ever forgive you for that.
I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm really, truly, seriously sorry.
I don't need any desperate fake apologies from you, Roxy. Whatever happens to you from now on, whatever consequences you face, none of it is any concern of mine. You understand though, don't you? We uneducated, uncivilized, dirty, stinky, sweaty farmers don't have much on the line of empathy.
I take back all the stuff I said about you and your husband's family. I didn't mean any of it.
Yeah, you did. That was all your 100% honest opinion. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go get sweaty and dirty in the strawberry fields with my husband. Good luck, Roxy. I'm sure you'll need all you can get.
Hey there, Sarah. Just wanted to remind you I'll be leaving first thing tomorrow morning. I should be at your place before 7.
Got it. We're looking forward to seeing you. But are you sure about this? We appreciate you coming by to help out, but it's gonna be a lot of work.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited about it. It'll be a nice break from the monotony of the office to get out in the field and do some good old-fashioned manual labor.
Alright, if you're sure. There are some strawberries to pick, but we've also got some other crops that could use some tending to.
Great! You just give me the order and I'll do whatever you need me to. You know, I've been wondering for some time about what it is I really wanted to do with my life. Our parents had high expectations of me, so I dedicated all my time to studying and working to please them. But now that I'm quitting my job and starting over from scratch, I sort of lost sight of what it is that I want. But after what happened at the wedding, I at least found one thing that I definitely don't want.
Oh yeah? What's that?
I don't want to hear anyone insulting my sister ever again. Anyone who would do or say anything disrespectful to you is someone I don't want in my life at all. If that includes our parents, then so be it.
Corbin, are you sure you won't regret this?
I'm not a kid anymore, Sarah. I can make my own decisions and live with the consequences. I've got plenty of money saved up, enough to live on for several months at least, so this seems like the perfect opportunity to do some soul searching. I can't keep relying on my big sister for the rest of my life, can I? And as for Mom and Dad, I've made it this far just fine without them, haven't I? Cutting them out of my life officially won't change much.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
And it was you who helped me realize that, Sarah. You don't need to worry about me regretting my decision. You already saved me from a lifetime of regret. I can never thank you enough for all you've done for me.
Aw, you're gonna make me blush. Having you as a little brother is the best thing that ever happened to me too, Corbin. Okay, you should be getting off to bed now. You say you're ready to work tomorrow, and I am gonna make you work.
Oh, now you're telling me to go to bed? Jeez, that takes me back to my middle school days.
What can I say? Some habits die hard. I reached a deal with Roxy's parents, so I put my decision to terminate our contract with them on hold. My terms were very simple. Make Roxy pay for her utterly atrocious behavior related to the wedding. And they did just that. They kicked her out of the house and cut off all financial support. She was sent to work at a factory owned by a business acquaintance of her father's that has on-site employee housing. I sure hope she gets used to the smell of sweat pretty quickly, because she's going to be pumping out a lot of it. As for my parents' company, their sales have been declining for some time, as had their product quality. Roxy's father didn't cut off their business due to what happened with the wedding, but they ended up not renewing their contract anyway. My parents came to me and Corbin begging us for help, but we did for them exactly what they did for us. Absolutely nothing. I heard from my uncle that they went bankrupt a short while later. As for us, Corbin and my husband ended up getting along really well. My husband could tell that Corbin had top-tier business skills, so we offered him a job working on the administrative side of the farm. The future is looking really bright for all of us.